Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to work on the seat a little bit on the TC125, get the seat pan repaired. I doubt that we're going to get the cover on in this video. That'll probably be the one following. But we're going to get all the rust repaired and get it ready for that new cover and foam. So let's get on with it. I'm going to get the old seat tore apart today and see what we're up against on this. See how much of the seat pan's going to have to be repaired. If we're lucky, it's just surface rust and we can go from there and just some paint or something. But how often are we that lucky? I've had these bolts, nuts, soaking for several days, and it looks like they did real well. Everything came loose. Get the strap off. That's just kind of a getting in here and loosening up the little clips that hold the seat down and hopefully not breaking any of them off. Looks like we've got some eaten away through the side here. If that's all there is, it's pretty good. I'll have to get it sandblasted through here and see what the extent is. We may have to replace just a few little pieces here. But all in all, that's not looking too bad. We will need a new, I think they call this edging that goes along here to keep from tearing the seat cover. I think I've got some. If not, it seems like I get that from McMaster Car. But everything else looks pretty good. So let me get it sandblasted and we'll see where we're at. Well, overall, it's not too bad, guys. Got just from the front up, just about to the back hinge, all along this side, and maybe a little bit down here into the pan, down in this area. But overall, it's not too bad. Everything else is just pretty much surface rust. I'll coat it with POR 15, and that'll convert it so that rust is no longer an issue with it. And I'll just cut out most of or about half of this side and replace it. And of course I'll have to make the new hold downs for the seat also. But not too bad. Could have been worse. Usually is worse. on this pan, if you'll notice, right in here, you see two little dimples. Those are the spot welds for this bracket right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill those spot welds out so that we can reuse the bracket that's just there, and we'll re-spot weld it in. So that's the first part of cutting this piece back out. So you just try to line those up the best you can with, I'm going to use about a 5/16 drill bit here. Well, that's some hard stuff. I'm starting it with a smaller bit. It seemed like it was, I'm probably a little dull on that other bit. Just to give it a little better of a start. I think I might have to get a different bit. Okay, we've got them drilled out. Now by using a punch or a chisel and a hammer, just pop it. There's after we've cut it loose. So now we just have to cut out our piece all the way up to about here, and then make our new piece. But that's the only thing that we had to cut out. Now my plan here is to cut a strip that will do this whole side pretty much from here all the way up to here. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to have to replace a little bit of this up here, but at least I'll have this portion back in, so I can put little pieces in here so that I can, it's more easy to maintain the size and the shape by doing it that way, instead of cutting the whole piece out and then trying to figure out how to make it look right. So I'm just gonna do this for now, and I know I'm gonna have to cut some pieces out up here to fill those out in also. Now it's time to just cut out the piece that we need. I actually went up a little bit in the front here. This is being on the left side of the bike. This is when the bike was on the kickstand and it was raining outside or whatever, and all this moisture settled into this area. That's why this is in worse shape than the other portions of it. It all ran right into it. And just kind of trim this the best we can with the cutoff tool here. Okay, so here's kind of our initial fit. Take a little tweaking as we weld it in, but I believe it's going to do just what we want it to do. Let me get the welder set up. All right, there's our patched in piece, and we'll continue to weld this, and then in spots that want to blow through, where we've got some holes up here, then we'll cut those pieces out and replace them too. And as I've said before, you have to kind of bird daub this welding on sheet metal. That's the way it's done on cars too when you're replacing panels, is you take care of it with a grinder afterwards, but you don't want to overheat it, and you want to skip around a little bit. I mean, this isn't so important about the heat because you're going to cover all this up, but you still want to do the best job that you can, and that means you don't want to warp everything all up. And we had two little spots here on the top. That we had to cut out, and I've got those bowed in. Okay, let's get our bracket spot welded back on here. There's, oops, I think that one popped loose. Let me hit it again. All right, let that cool a little bit, and then I've got to put the little keepers on for the seat here. Okay, we get these little gizmos on here that hook the, keep the seat on. And they're just spot welded on from the factory too. Okay, I think that does it for a repair. And these are the clips we just put on right there, just like those. So that's that pretty much does it for that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put Pour 15, this product here. I'm going to wipe that onto anywhere that had some rust started, and it will convert it, and it will never continue to rust. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's got to be kind of painted today, and nothing else done with it till tomorrow. So that's I'm going to have to put off the rest of this until tomorrow. Okay, we've got the Pour 15 brushed on. I just use a brush to put it on. I put it over the repaired area. It'll just seal any holes that may be there. Doesn't really need to be there. No rust underneath, surface-wise. Had a little bit around the back, down here in these low spots, and along the front. And that's really it. So tomorrow, I'll go ahead and give it a good shot of black paint, and then we'll be ready to recover it. All right, guys, that just about does it. We've got our seat pan all ready to accept the foam and the new cover. Just got to give it a shot of black paint in the morning, and anytime after that, I should be ready to go ahead and try to put it together. I'm not a seat upholsterer, so whatever I do, take it with a grain of salt. So so far I've been able to get them done, but they're not perfect by any means. So anyhow, there it is. It's all covered with Pour 15 where it needs it. Give it a shot of paint in the morning. Thanks for going along on the ride, guys. See you next video.